Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those trophy list analysis videos. Today's game is Resident Evil Village, aka Resident Evil 8, aka Biohazard Village. This is the 8th main entry in the Resident Evil franchise, the 8th main numbered game, well technically the 9th if you count Resident Evil 0, and will release worldwide on May 7th, 2021, most likely the day after this video releases. The game comes with 50 total trophies worth 1,350 points, 1 platinum, 3 golds, 6 silvers, and 40 bronzes, so let's take a look. So the Platinum Trophy is simply called Ethan Winters. Obtain all trophies. Pretty simple. So it looks like a bunch of our Bronze trophies are going to be our story-related trophies. Not like in this. Survive the Lycan attack. 4 Lords. Escape the mine. That sucked. Defeat the mutated Dimitrescu, so giant vampire lady. Got no strings. Defeat Donna and Angie. Fish out of water. Defeat the mutated Morale. Up Urs, defeat Urias in the stronghold. Temporary measures, place the giant's chalice in the ceremony site. Iron Giant down, defeat the mutated Heisenberg. The root of the matter, find the Megamycete in the underground ruins. And now we have our story completion trophies. We have Great Dad, that's bronze for completing the game on at least casual difficulty, so easy mode. Best Dad Ever, finish the story on at least standard difficulty, so medium. World's Best Dad, finish the story on at least hardcore difficulty, that's our first silver trophy, so that's gonna presumably be closer to, like, either Madhouse in Resident Evil 7 or the hard difficulty that wasn't Inferno, whatever was before. I guess it was Nightmare in Resident Evil 3, maybe? So finish the game on that difficulty. And then we have what looks to be one of the harder trophies in the game, Universe's Best Dad. This is one of our gold trophies. Finish the story on the Village of Shadows difficulty. I am slightly worried because that is a very odd, specific sounding trophy, and it worries me that this may very well be something like Ethan Must Die mode, where it's permadeath or you die in one hit or something like that. As long as it's not both together, then I guess that's a little bit better, but I would not like to see a permadeath trophy. That's never a good thing. Also, I gotta say, I have looked through this trophy list, and I am slightly disappointed that there is no trophy for being stepped on and having your skull crushed by Miss Vampire Lady, 9-foot-tall vampire lady. Then again, as Ghost said, maybe that's for the better and not to satisfy the internet's obsession with said character. So now we get back to some bronze trophies. Crafter, craft an item in the crafting menu. That's going to be unmissable. Patron, purchase something from the Duke within the story. That's going to be unmissable. He's like the merchant. I assume he's not going to be as entertaining, though, or as memeable or famous or whatever you want to call it. Petty Thief, unlock a simple lock with a lockpick. Easy enough. Repairer, combine a treasure into its complete form. So that's going to be like what we did all the way back in Resident Evil 4, presumably. Hunter, hunt an animal during the story. Seems very easy. Get the ball rolling. Solve a labyrinth, so I guess a specific type of puzzle. Goal! Move the ball from the Winter's bedroom into the study. That sounds like something you probably do at the very beginning of the game. Squawk shot. Shoot down 5 flying crows during the story. That should actually be pretty easy, though you'll probably want to do that on easier difficulty so you don't waste too much ammo. When you gotta go, open the door to every outhouse in the village in a single playthrough, a South Park style collectible. Hooligan, break every single breakable window in the castle in a single playthrough. That one could be a bit annoying and a little bit, tedious, because there's probably going to be quite a few. But I mean, it's a bronze trophy and it's still a collectible trophy, so with the collectible guide, I can't imagine it's going to be terrible. Quit hanging around. Shoot down a soldat hanging from the production line in the factory. So, area-specific trophy. Push comes to shove. Push away an enemy after guarding in the story. That's probably going to be unmissable. Trick shot. Defeat an enemy from long range with the sniper rifle. Now, what is defined as long range is not said here, but that's probably not going to be too hard to do. Strategist. Defeat at least 3 enemies with 1 attack in the story. You could probably do that with a grenade or something. Probably not going to be too hard. Medium rare. Set fire to a Moroacia or Morasa in the story, so a specific type of enemy. Fast reflexes. Knock a flaming arrow out of the sky with a close combat weapon in the story. So, like what you could do in, say, the Resident Evil 5. I remember being able to do that and it was pretty cool. Leader of the Pack. Take down the Varsolek Alpha in the story. That sounds like perhaps a missable boss or a special boss or something. Maybe something that isn't directly story related. Timber, defeat Arias during the first Lycan attack when you enter the village. That's probably like if you were to, in Resident Evil 5, when you have the first Wesker fight in Chapter 5-3, and you just have to outlast him, but instead, if you do enough damage to him, you end the fight instantly, or that phase of it. Photographer, use photo mode, easy enough. Lucky number 7, have either 777, 7,777, or 77,777 Li in your possession in the story, LEI. So that must be the currency. Maybe that's a little bit easier to pronounce than whatever they were in Resident Evil 4, but that's a very specific amount to have. So I wonder if that could be like missable or something if you passed all 3 or something. I don't know, actually. Mathematician, complete the village map. That's probably not too difficult. Now we have what appears to be basically the rest of the collectible trophies. We have Cynic and Heretic for destroying a single goat of warding and destroying all the goats of warding, a collectible type. Gunsmith, equip a gun with a customizable part. Veteran Gunsmith, equip every gun with their customizable parts in the story, so another collectible-based trophy. Tinkerer, create every type of item available in the crafting menu. That's actually probably pretty easy. Artisan, collect every crafting recipe. Bookworm, read every single file in the story. So this game definitely has quite a few collectible trophies. And now we get to the full playthrough trophies, some of the other more challenging ones in the game. We have another gold trophy, Don't Trust That Snake Oil. Finish the story only using 4 or less recovery items. Which is interesting because like every game that does this is different, because I don't remember what Resident Evil 1 and 2 allowed, but 3 you had to beat the game using only 1 health item. Was 2 the one where you might not have even been able to use a single one? I don't really remember. Resident Evil 3, you were allowed to use 1 because of the spider section. Resident Evil 4 didn't have a trophy like this, neither did 5 or 6. 7 had one for 3 items or less, so I don't know. I guess we'll see. That it's probably not that difficult if you play on casual with some of the unlockable items. Dashing Dad, finish the story within 3 hours. That's a silver trophy, so that is actually a fairly tight time limit, because Resident Evil 7 was 4 hours, so we'll have to see about that one. Frugal Father, finish the story without spending more than 10,000 lei, or LEI, so the currency. So finish the story with that. That's probably actually not terrible if you do it on the easy difficulty. Maybe combine that with some of these other trophies. Now we got an interesting one. Gold trophy, Knives Out. Not including certain boss fights. Finish the story using nothing but close combat weapons. Knife-only playthrough, baby. Dante, Min Squad, all you guys out there, get ready for a good idea for a challenge run, even though everyone's going to have to do it now to get the trophies. But it says some boss fights. It doesn't specify which ones are okay for that. Then we get a couple of Mercenaries mode trophies, which I wasn't necessarily expecting. Combo King, a bronze, get a combo of at least 30 in the Mercenaries. And Legendary Cowboy, achieve at least an S rank on all stages in the Mercenaries. That's a silver. That concerns me a little bit because I assumed that this game was going to be more survival horror-esque than shoot 'em up that 5 and 6 were with the Mercenaries modes. But I guess we'll have to see about that. Doll Collector, view all character and weapon models. That's a collectible type. And Art Collector, view all concept art. Another collectible type. So I gotta say, looking at this trophy list, I think we might be in for a bit of a rough ride here, guys. Especially when it comes to the numbered Resident Evil games. This one looks like it may very well be the hardest of the main series numbered games. I still have not played Zero. And I haven't 100%ed Resident Evil 7. I finished the 2 story DLCs. I haven't finished all the banned footages yet. I will be going back to that probably sometime in May or June. But other than that, this trophy list does look like it could be fairly challenging. I mean, you have a lot of full playthrough trophies, such as the basically knife-only playthrough, which, I mean, I assume if it's anything like Resident Evil 4, which this game takes a bit of a, I guess you could say, a bit of story and design from. If it's anything like that, then it's going to be more possible than some of the Resident Evil games to do that way, but that seems like it could be a bit tricky. And then, you know, the speed run, that's a fairly tight time limit. I don't think the healing is going to be a problem on the easy difficulty. The Mercenaries trophies, the S rank, at least in Mercenaries, could be challenging if you're not good at the mode. I've never really been that great at it. I was decent at it in 6, but that was about it. And then you have to beat the game on the highest difficulty, which could potentially be challenging. I don't know how bad it's going to be, though. Maybe it's like Madhouse in Resident Evil 7, which really wasn't too bad. And then there are a ton of collectibles to find, but that will, of course, be covered in trophy guides, so I don't think those are going to be too bad. So I'm going to give this game a preliminary ranking of a 6 out of 10 in difficulty and probably 30 plus hours to do, because it's going to require multiple playthroughs for sure. I guess the main thing is, though, will this be like Resident Evil 2 and 3 when you could actually buy items from a store that can make your gameplay easier? If they decide to go that route, then this might actually not be that hard. But we'll have to see if they decide to go that route with this game, or if they decide to make you work for everything this time around. Resident Evil Village drops on May 7th, 2021. Should be hopefully the day after this video. So I will not be playing it day 1 or anything, but I will see you guys for the next video.